Alright, it's time for our weekly update on the trees. So there's our pear, number one, cherry, apple, and the other guys. We'll walk down there. But they've all will look a lot different than last week because now they all have been pruned just finally today. So here's our pear. Cut back some of the stuff growing out the front. I might actually go back now that I've done the others, since this is one of the first trees that I did, go back and top it off a little bit more to control, since I've learned some new things and figured out how to do that. I might go back and bring it down a little bit so it's easier to get to. Well, we'll see about that. So we've got some buds swelling up there. You can see there. Things are starting to happen. Cherry tree, just got done pruning that today. Still have one piece over there that's in the back, hanging up, going straight up in the middle. Nothing I could do about it this time because I already took too many branches. But topped it back a lot, so there's tons and tons of buds all over it. Let's go over here in the light. So there's buds that are in a row like that, and then buds that are in clusters. So hopefully we'll be able to tell soon what the difference is, if these are leaf buds or shoot buds or vegetative buds and these are fruit buds or whatnot. I'm not exactly sure, but that would be my guess. So sometimes it's just kind of hard to figure out because it's crazy the way they go. Not as easy to figure out as the apricot. So anyway, I brought it down, height down, so we'll be able to reach it from the ground or with the ladder on the outside. But took a lot off, but it'll be good now. So we should hopefully see those buds start to swell and see what's going on soon. So the apple tree got topped off mainly, opened up a little bit in the middle because of some of the stuff that was going straight up. I took a bunch off, but still didn't take everything that I need. There's so much of it that is crisscrossy and bushy and just all messed up. But the issue with it is, the biggest issue is its health doesn't look that great. It's got that powdery mildew looking stuff on it. So need to figure out exactly what's going on with that, how to fix that, if that's something that's going to be okay, if I can wash it off, I don't know. But didn't do everything I wanted to it just because it was such a big job, because as you can see all of the cuttings from the apple tree there, just because it was so incredibly overgrown. But so not much happening. There are buds there. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Peach tree looks a lot different. Just took care of this one today. This one and the cherry tree were today's projects. Finally got them done. Dropped its height a bunch, so now I can walk around this entire thing to prune everything and reach it by hand without even needing a ladder. It's even shorter than the pear tree there, so it's good. I did a lot of cutting on it to trim back last year's growth and try to make it spread out more into the shape that I'm looking for. That was pretty cool. So the buds are there. They're not really swelling. They're not really doing much. So, but I think that's to be expected for the peaches. So they're there, and we'll see what happens. But it was good to cut it today and open it up in the middle. So now it's nice and open. The pear tree is the one that I trimmed a little bit this week after its initial pruning, because this was my first ever pruning job. And so then I went back and did some little cleaned up the top, got rid of it, topped it off. So now it's got some branches that I can reach and not that hot mess at the top. So it's going to look good. There's tons of the buds over here, the fruiting buds, the gnarly little things, and they are starting to swell, which means they will be putting out some flowers or something soon. So we'll see exactly what it's going to be. But there's a lot of stuff out there, and start to break out. And last and most certainly not least, our apricot tree. I took a lot of the height off when I pruned it, mainly just because it was so out of control. Took off a little bit in the middle to bring it back, and the buds on here are starting to swell up, and I just noticed today some of them have already popped open. And so you can see there, flowers. First flowers. Which is exciting because that's just cool, but it is only March, and so that's what they say about the apricots in this grown here in Utah. They're going to have issues with that because between March and mid-May we'll most likely have some frost, and so a lot of those flowers could get damaged. So anyway, I was looking all over the tree earlier. Those were the only ones that came out. It was the ones that were over the fence in the little spot there. Those ones. So it's cool though to see them, that the ones in clusters are the ones that are going to make flowers. So there was no question about that. So then we'll find out later what if those guys are going to be leaves, which is what I think they might be. So anyway, that is that. Also, what I wanted to do is look at the raspberries as well. Put them as part of the update so I can see what's going on. Because you can see that there's a bunch of canes here. They creep around the corner and go all the way around the side of the house. Trying to figure out exactly what kind of canes we have, because I don't really know. We weren't sure exactly how they work, if they're ever bearing or whatever. We didn't pay enough attention, so we're going to do that this year. See exactly how they work so we can cut them out. Looks like some of them definitely need to be cut back because they're completely dead. Just trying to figure out which ones are which so we don't get rid of anything, but we'll hopefully see this come into growing soon, and like I said, all the way around, because that's what they do, they spread. So hopefully this year, whenever they spread in the yard, we'll be able to move them and put them somewhere where we want them instead of just getting rid of them. Alright, and that's all for this week, March the 14th.